Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Market Statistics Podcast for Southern Oregon Housing. This is for the week ending October 13th, 2025. I'm Alice Lema, and I am a principal broker at Home and Land Real Estate. And let's just jump in because we have a mixed bag this week. Jackson County prices year over year were down 9% this week. The average residential home selling for $481,814. The number of sold year over year were down 26%. In Jackson County, there are only 28 residential closings this week. Number of listings year over year were neutral, so about the same. We have 893 active listings on SOMLS in Jackson County this week. We had 0 foreclosures closed this week, 0 short sales closed this week in the residential market, but we did have a $1 million closing. It was on Janney Lane in West Medford, and it sold for $1 million. Josephine County prices year over year were down only 1%. The average residential home in Josephine County this week selling for $489,400. The number of sold year over year were up 41% this week in Josephine County. That means there were 17 closings on SOMLS in Josephine County's residential market. The number of listings year over year in Josephine County were up 14% this week. There are 458 active listings in Josephine County this week. We had 0 foreclosures closed this week in Josephine County, 0 short sales closed, and $0 million residential properties closed this week in Josephine County. Klamath County is our little winner this week. Klamath County prices were up year over year, a whopping 40%. The average residential home in Klamath County now costing $391,941. The numbers sold year over year were up 88% this week. There were 17 closings on SOMLS in Klamath County this week. The number of listings year over year were up 18%. We had 426 active listings on SOMLS in Klamath County residential. We had 0 foreclosures closed this week, 0 short sales closed this week, and a $1 million closing in Klamath Falls, $1.5 million. It was new construction, folks, 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, over 5,000 square feet of new construction luxury. Congratulations to those folks. That's a big deal, especially in Klamath County. So what does this all mean to Southern Oregon buyers and sellers? Well, on average, we are entering a stabilizing market, although we still have more sellers than buyers, but the buyers are coming back in dribs and drabs. But you can see through the numbers of all 3 counties that our listing inventory is still really high, and we're going into what we are predicting to be a really active fall, winter, and early 2026. So it's not a bad time for sellers to jump in. And if you want more detail on the specific market conditions, check out our podcast for this week, because we're reporting that on average, we have $80,000 to $90,000 in price increases from the 2019-2017 era. But that's a lot of money, and that's a national average, but you got to dive into the data and see how it affects Southern Oregonians. So do check out that podcast for this week. And also, if you're a landlord, we have Landlord's Corner from Home Nest Property Management. Either way, I want to talk to you. I want to be your agent. Give me a call, give me a text, 541-301-7980. 541-301-7980. I work all 3 counties plus Douglas County sometimes. So let's talk about what we're going to do with your real estate life. In the meantime, have a great Southern Oregon weekend.